meron ho kami nakita at nagsabi sa amin na talaga hong dinideny ni Executive Director Aquino yung portion ng testimonya ni Ombudsman Carpio Morales. Yan din po ang katanungan namin. Siguro po maganda kung sila po ang sasagot niyan.
Ipipresenta niyo pa ba yung 4 na complainants?
Kapila pa ho yun eh. So,
Parang nabaliwan natin yung issue ng complaints nila eh. Mas, ito na yung kumbaga pinakamalaki sumpa.
hindi, nakikita namin yon, ano? Pero siguro po hintayin natin bukas kung ipipresenta pa sila o hindi.
Oo. Siyempre, ito isang bagay na pag-uusapan namin mamaya. Titignan kung kakailanganin pa. Kasi tama yung sinabi mo. Since dati naman ang gusto lang namin malaman dito, saan ba nanggaling yung $10 million na ina-allege. Then, kung nasabi na wala naman talagang, si ombudsman na mismo yung nagsabi na hindi naman nanggaling sa complainants at galing to sa mga documents na nanggaling sa AMLAC, then siguro hindi na nga kailangan yung iba pang mga witnesses.
Hintayin po natin. No? Katulad nga po ng sinabi ng aming lead counsel, sana po bigyan kami ng laya no, sa aming paglatag ng aming ebidensya. Makakaasa po kayo, no? Sinabi naman ho namin, malinaw ho namin sinabi na haharap si Chief Justice Corona, sasagot siya sa mga katanungan at magpapaliwanag siya sa mga issues na kinakailangan ho niyang harapin. Siguro ako na po sasagot. Hindi po ito damaging. No? Nakatayo pa rin po ang defense team. Malinaw pa rin po ang depensa ni Chief Justice Corona. In fact, kami po ay naniniwala na ito'y nagpalakas pa doon sa amin talagang matagal na talagang hinala. No? Na talagang may motibo dito. May motibo talaga na sirain ang pangalan ni Chief Justice Corona. May motibo talaga, may malinaw na motibo na para siya ay tanggalin either by impeachment or by resignation from his office as the Chief Justice. No? So ngayon po patunay po itong mga pangyayari na talagang meron po talagang mainit na ginagawa po no? Ang pamahalaan para ho siya'y matanggal.
Siguro lang, maikli lang, no? Bayaan yung bigay ko ito in a nature of a question. Siguro ang inaasahan nyo kung nag-PowerPoint presentation was just summaries and total. Ako rin ay nagulat. Why do you have to do it that way? Withdraw, deposit, account. Alam ko po na medyo bawat isa ay nahirapan kung paano po sundin. Kasi ang inaasahan ho, kung ano, yung sa buong buhay mo yung transaksyon na gano'n sa 10 taon, hindi mo alam eh. Hindi po ba? Cumulative eh. Ang inaasahan ko sana, siguro marami sa atin, ito account na to, ilabalansi ngayon. Ito account na to, ilabalansi nito. Ito account na to, nagtotal ba ng, hindi ho tayo kailangang umabot ng ganung kalayo eh. Ako, yun lang ho ang katanungan ko. Hindi ko pa nasasagot. Kasi, ang paniwala ko, kung maliwanag at madali tayo magkaintindihan, ganun lang po yan eh, di ba? Ano yung account number? Magkano balansi ngayon? Yun ang titingnan natin. I-total natin na lahat ng balansi ngayon? Magkano po? Yun talaga po ang katanungan ko eh.
Imbis na ho, dagdagan ko lang mabilis, imbis na ho maliwanagan yung issue dito sa $10 million, ay para hong nalisya pati nagulo ho, no, doon sa presentation. Kahit kami nga ho, kinakailangan namin itong pag-aralan ng husto sapagkat sa totoo lang po na nakakalito at hindi naman po napakita talaga kung ano yung gusto nilang hindi ho talaga napakita yung paano nila susuportahan yung bintang nila kay Chief Justice. So yun ho ang malinaw sa amin. Kaya kung tinatanong nyo kung naka-apekto ba to o hindi, sa presentation na ganon, hindi po ito naka-apekto sa amin dahil lalo lang pong naging magulo yung paliwanag nila dun sa ebidensya nila patungkol dun sa $10 million.
Sir, nabanggit nyo sir na nagulo, pero parang ngayon lumabas, ang daming amount, may 12 million, merong 28 million. So ano po ba talaga yung, what's the real score po based on your side dun sa dollar deposit?
Siguro kaya maigi nga para sa amin, we don't think this is a setback, but actually more of a lead towards how we should proceed from here. Because obviously kami rin, gusto namin maintindihan saan ba galing tong $10 million and why Is it also growing in a sense na nag-iiba-iba yung figure na meron pa na-mention na $12 million? So maigi at least na alam namin kung ano yung pinagbabasihan ni Ombudsman dito noong lumabas ito doon sa notice to explain. At maigi rin na makita natin kung ano ba yung mga hawak na documents naman ng AMLC. Kanina namin nakuha yung copy. So papag-aralan naman ito. At we can also, of course, confront Chief Justice Corona with this document and ask him, what's your side of the story? So, yun yung maigi dito. Para naman, pag siya yung umupo sa witness stand, ito yung ma-address niya rin ng maayos. Kumbaga, he can answer it intelligently and address all the outstanding issues in relation to this allegation.
Dati nung Minister of Finance, tinatanong na si Dollar account, sabi, wala, hindi totoo. Kasi we presume yun yung sinasabi sa inyo ng clients ninyo. Pero kung hindi totoo yung 10 million, dahil napakita naman na this is transaction value, pero nalaman nyo ba na merong talagang umikot na ganito kalaking amount sa mga accounts ni Chief Justice? And were you surprised when eventually it was, well, laid out kanina sa impeachment report?
Alam niyo ho, ganito yon. Nung naalala niyo, nung lumabas ho yan, more than a week ago, tinanong ho kami niyan eh. Siyempre, ang tatanungin namin ay ang Chief Justice. Itong 10 million. Ang sinabi sa amin, wala yung 10 million na yan. Yan ho, sabihin ko sa inyo. Bakit kami umabot sa puntong ganito na tinawag ang Ombudsman? Kasi po siya mismo may kagustuhang tawagin ng Ombudsman at harapin ito. Kaya nga ho, kaya hinihingi lang naman namin, sandali po, magsasalita pa naman siya eh. At makikita natin sa mga susunod na mga araw kung ano. Kasi ho naman, babalik pa rin ako doon sa sistema na kunin nyo, ito ang hamon ko sa inyo. Kumuha ho kayo ng kopya. Siguro naman, sa galing ninyo, makakuha kayo ng kopya niyan eh. Yung binigay kanina, yung minarkahan. Tingnan nyo kung maintindihan po ninyo. Hindi po, kumuha po kayo ng kopya, tsaka yung PowerPoint po, kumuha rin kayo. Siguro naman, binigay na. Tapos, siguro mas maganda, kumuha kayo ng mga, siguro may mga accountant kayong kakilala, mga kumpanya nyo, may accountant. Siguro susubukan ninyong pagtagpo-tagpoin ng figure. Kasi ako ganun eh. Hindi po ba? Kasi pwede naman yan, sa tingin ko po, na isinubo na lang na ganito. Ito yung figure dyan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total, kita nyo, 10 million, 12 million, ganun eh.
Pero sir, ito, yung issue dito yung solvent eh. O, sige,
Opo.
nandiyan nakita niyo yung mga amounts na like pumasok, lumabas. Ang issue here kasi
Hindi, yun na nga eh. Weng, ganito yon eh. Ang tanong pa rin kasi, let us not take hook, line, and sinker everything. Kasi ang premise ng tanong mo is, dahil meron ito, AMLA ito, lahat ito'y totoo. Sandali po. Kaya nga sinasabi nung aming lead counsel, sandali po, ito ba ano yung mga dokumentong basihan ng mga figures pong ito? Wala naman daw po. Ano ba ang starting balance? Wala rin silang maibigay. Ano ang ending balance? Wala rin silang maibigay. Hindi po, madali po kasi yun eh. Ang sinasabi lang po namin, total nakinig kayo sa kanila eh. Siguro ho, hindi naman masamang makinig sa amin pag si Chief Justice na po ang umupo. Yun lang naman ang gusto kong iwan sa inyo. Pwede nyo makita. Siguro ho, nagtataka ako, at this time siguro meron na kayong kopya ng mga exhibit eh. Pwede magpakuha kayo. Hindi ho na, magpakuha kayo. Tapos po yung PowerPoint, magpakuha rin kayo. Tapos tingnan nyo rin. Kasi titingnan ho rin namin yan eh.
Sir,
Maganda consideration yun, yung AMLAC. Sigurado pag-uusapan yan, pag-aaralan po yan. Kung papasupinan.
sir, kanina parang nililink pa dun sa 2004 and 2007 elections, yung itong dollar deposits. Ano pong reaction nyo dun, sir?
Alam niyo po no comment na lang ho kami dyan, no? Dahil unang-una, hindi ho namin alam kung ano yung basihan dyan sa testimonyang yan. Pangalawa ho, mukha ho talagang patuloy lang ho talagang gustong idikit, no? Si Chief Justice Corona sa dati pong Pangulo.
Sir?
Yung dinedenay po ni AMLAC Executive Director, which part? The whole testimony ni Ombudsman?
Ang alin po ito?
Sir, alin po yung dinedenay ni
Nino?
Executive Director ng AMLAC?
Kaya nga sinasabi namin, maganda tingnan ninyo.
Apo.
Naka-ano naman yan eh. There is, what you call this, nasa web naman yan, makikita ninyo, machi-check ninyo. wag kaming asahan ninyo kasi yung binigay sa amin paglabas namin yun ang information. We have to be honest with you naman eh. Hindi pa namin nakikita, pero you could check that out. Yun ang sabi kasi sa amin. Tingnan, actually pinababasa sa amin. Kaya lang we had to sit here kaya hindi na namin mabasa. Siguro check-in ninyo. Okay? Okay. Okay, salamat po. Okay,
Thank you. Good night.
Oh, diyan ka.
has dollar accounts. Ang naging problema lang talaga, Weng, even before, as early as January, we had information that he had several. But the instruction of the Senate President nung Enero, I will not issue any subpoena against any bank unless you produce the account numbers. At yun ang naging problema at natali po yung kamay ng prosecution, no? Pero we had information na merong several. Kung ilan at anong halaga, hindi namin alam. So, itong paglabas po ng ombudsman based on the records of the AMLA, no, is a confirmation na totoo yung information na nakuha po namin. Ay, talaga. Nakakagulat, no? Nakakagulat. At kung titignan nga po natin, Weng, ang pinag-uusapan lang, no, when we ended kanina, $12 million. Wala pa ho yung peso dyan. So, hindi ho natin alam kung ano yung ending sa peso. At kung ihahambing lang po natin sa isang SALN, yung declaration po is 3.5 million pesos lang. At kung titignan po natin, remember, ang paglilitis pong ito ay hindi usapin ng isang statements of assets and liabilities and net worth. It is not only with regard to one SALN. It is from 2002 hanggang 2010, and itong mga binabanggit na mga figures would show even from 2002 up to 2009 may violation po dahil hindi dinedeklara yung tamang halaga sa kanyang bank accounts. Wala. Wala.
Run, yeah. Kung may paliwanag ho sila, siguro ngayon na po yung panahon para ilabas yung paliwanag. But i-rundown lang ho natin yung numbers, no? Para sa mga, medyo nalula rin kami dahil first time ho namin nakita to. At noong 2001 po, ay there's only one bank account, dollar account. Tapos in 2007, naging 35, 2008, naging 49, in 2009, naging 63 po, in 2010, naging 75, 2011, 81, 2012, 82. So i-trace po natin, yan po ay ang period na naging Justice, Associate Justice, up to Chief Justice po si Chief Justice Corona. At ang idinetalya so far ni Ombudsman Morales is that merong 400 transaksyon in that period, which covers the period from April 2003 po up to December 2011. So 423 transactions at ang kabuuan po ay 82 bank accounts po ang nabuksan in that period. Well, may mga source ho. Dun sa document na present ho sa korte, may mga sources ho doon. But kailangan siguro suriin ng mabuti kung saan nanggaling nga ho yung sources.
Sir, sabi ni Justice Cuevas, parang lahat naman daw ng pasabog ni Ombudsman at the end of the day is just hearsay because that didn't come from her personal knowledge.
Well, again, the Justice Cuevas is entitled to his opinion. This is information na nanggaling po sa AMLA, isang body na created by law to monitor and track, no, the movement of deposits within our system. So kung kini-question niya yung pagtrabaho ng AMLA, tingin ko wala namang basehan tungkol dyan, no? Kung sasabihin po niya na hearsay, well, I think we will leave it up to the impeachment court to determine for themselves if this is hearsay or not. Para sa amin, this information went to the Ombudsman, I'm sure signed by the officials of AMLA, and to question the authenticity that it is hearsay, well, it's up for them and it's up for the impeachment court to decide.
Well, palagay namin, pasok yun sa sa exceptions po sa hearsay rule. Pagka entry po yun made in the official course of business under the Anti-Money Laundering Act. A covered transaction is 500,000 or more. So, kaya nga may talaan o may record po ang Anti-Money Laundering Council dahil under the provision of law, kailangan niyang i-monitor yung mga ganong kalaking transaksyon. So, it's an official record po at entry in the course of official business which are accepted exceptions to the hearsay rule.
Sir, go ahead. Sabi rin ni Ombudsman kanina na yung mga significant movements dun sa transactions, she mentioned specifically around the time he was impeached and also during the 04 and 07 elections. What could that possibly mean?
I wouldn't know. Maybe 04, that was national elections. Now, I don't know why there was movement on that time. 2007, there was also elections. And then, of course, during the impeachment, well, he admitted, anyway, with regard to the PS Bank accounts, yung peso accounts, that he indeed moved his accounts from one PS Bank account to another. Ang understanding lang po talaga dito ongoing na yung impeachment or he's about to impeach. So basically that's it. Now whether there's an intention to hide, no, hide whatever, well, that's speculation on our part.
Siguro parang nalulula pa rin kami up to today, no? Hindi pa nga tapos yung testimony. When they keep raising, no, yung usapin nung hearsay, totoo lang, nalulula ako sa, you have deposits of $764,000 in one transaction. Parang surreal, no? Yung totoo pala, yung ganun ba? But anyway, I think lahat ng nagiging defense sila at this point in time is that they say it's hearsay. It comes from their own witness. Let's not forget that they were the ones who brought this witness to court. It was not the prosecution. It was the defense who actually hailed the ombudsman here. Did we know that this was going to happen? We foresaw it coming. We have been at the edge of our seats trying to analyze over the last few days as to why they would bring the ombudsman when we knew that the ombudsman, whose reputation is untainted, would not come here with goods. And she not only brought goods, but she practically brought the entire house down. And it was not even us. It was them who brought the ombudsman. So I don't know what the strategy is up to today as to why they would bring the very person who could unlock the things that had been locked for so long a time that we have been unable to open. Yung hindi namin mabuksan pagkatagal-tagal, hinanapan kami ng lahat ng balakid, ay nabuksan dahil sa kagagawan din ng defense by bringing the witness who would actually bring all the damage by their own doing. We're still waiting. What is the punchline? We were waiting, and when Justice Cuevas rested or signified that he had finished his direct examination, we were all frankly surprised that that's it. I mean, what is the reason why she was brought in? Obviously, it had opened all the can of worms that are worse than what we had expected. Well, anyway, the testimony is not yet finished, but I think it is already clear that there is a specific character, or at least consistent behavior on the part of the Chief Justice, where he withdrew 36 million pesos on December 12, 2011. On the day he was impeached, he terminated his peso time deposits. That's already been established, 36 million. But let's wait for the conclusion of the testimony tomorrow, because obviously if that happened with the peso accounts, it also happened with the dollar accounts. I think we don't want to preempt, but she has already said that. And obviously it was a way, as a behavior or an act on the part of somebody who is being accused by trying to cover his tracks. Unfortunately, the tracks cannot be covered, because these are permanent imprints in our recording system, particularly with AMLAC. And the last challenge, I guess, at this point in time is, unfortunately, the Basa Guidote property was not bought for $34.7 million. It was only bought for 34.7 million pesos, even assuming that that money is theirs. That will not in any way be able to even justify his ownership and deposits of these accounts.
So lastly, gaano kasaya ang prosecution ngayon? You're trying to tame yourselves, your expressions, pero how do you really feel after this day?
Well, kung titignan po natin talagang masabi po natin tama yung sinampang kaso, no, tungkol sa impeachment. Ang sabi nga po ni Chief Prosecutor Tupas, no, ang pinag-uusapan dito yung pagkatao ng ating punong maestrado. At kung titignan po natin base sa mga lumalabas na impormasyon, meron meron na nga tayong tanong sa pagkatao po ng ating punong maestrado. Ang nakakalungkot lang po dito, parang ang gusto ko lang sabihin when everything was being rolled out, no? Are we happy? Are we sad? No, parang hindi pa rin tayo natututo, no? Sa nangyari nung nakaraan at patuloy pa rin. At ito ay isang hamon rin na ang corruption nga ay hindi lamang pwedeng mangyari sa legislative branch o pwedeng mangyari sa executive branch. It also happens in the judiciary. And kailangan natin binabantayan rin ang ating hudikatura dahil ang talo dito ay yung mga taong pumupunta sa hustisya, na humihingi ng hustisya. Kung alam ng tao na sila po ay pwedeng madaya mismo sa harap ng batas.
Tingin namin watershed moment ito for the fight sa anti-corruption. Kasi for the first time, you have the ombudsman na talagang itinalaga sa 1987 Constitution na yun yung pangunahing sandata laban sa korupsyon. Pero kumbaga, ngayon lang nakita natin yung potential niya yung awesome powers possessed by the ombudsman. Ngayon lang talaga natin nakita because in the past, in the recent past, ay reluctant gamitin po yung powers of the ombudsman against yung mga matataas at mga dakilang opisyal. Pero ngayon lang talaga nagamit ho. So I think dapat tingnan natin yan na konteksto na tayo ay isang musmos o bata pang demokrasya na in the process of developing our institutions. So palagay ko magandang development ito pag nasulat po ang kasaysayan itong pag nasara po natin itong kabanata ng ating kasaysayan. Makikita natin na so this was a turning point, I think, in our history in the fight against corruption.
It's, again, while the testimony is not yet finished, but obviously, is it damaging? I think it's extremely damaging. The reason why, in a sense, that we're not rejoicing is it's damaging, but we also fear that we are not just members of Congress, we are also lawyers, primarily by profession. So we also owe it that the judiciary is held up high by the public, meaning it's our obligation to make sure, as officers of the court, we take an oath, we make sure that the wheels of justice are actually respected, and when it tramples on anybody, we know that it is done because that is what the evidence shows. Sabi nga ni Congressman Sani na on the merits lahat. Pero in the face of all of these dollar deposits, di ba pinag-uusapan yung pesos na talagang kagimbal-gimbal, I think the Chief Justice should think about the situation. We've said that we will never ask him to resign. We have promised to accept this process and accept the consequences, whether it's conviction or acquittal. We're not saying that he's done and it's over at this point in time, but I think he needs to seriously consider deeply his options, out of not love for his family but for himself, but I think love for the institution of the judiciary and all the hardworking judges and justices. I've never said it, but my father was part of the judiciary. He's not. Yeah, I mean, I think it's important for the families who have judges and justices for parents. They're also affected by this process, and I think he needs to think about those families who have decent parents, hardworking in the different areas in the Philippines. Siguro yung kapakanan ng mga yon para sa akin. I'm not saying anything, but I think he should consider that as the father of that institution. Ama siya dyan, di ba? Yung marami doon ay